say, okay, I see you, whatever crises, issue, blah, blah, blah. But right now I'm focused on me. Right now I'm focused on enjoying self, finding joy in myself, finding some happiness, right? Being content with my life, any of those things, right? The more that we can build that in, the more that we start to normalize it, right? We start to realize that, okay, yeah, that I should be able to do that. What's wrong with that? Welcome, welcome, welcome you all to Wednesday Woo. I am Mel Morris, and today I want to talk about having fun during this Leo season. So, we are in a time where Leo energy, which is all about the sun and having fun and focused on self, which Leo gets kind of a bad rap for because they tend to be the folks who do need attention, need people to look at them and, hey, look at me, see me, look at how amazing I am. And granted, they're amazing, but they're the sun, right? So what else can you expect but to have this idea, this perception, this energy of craving that attention, right? And I think what all of us who are not Leos need to remember is that we do have to stop. We do have to pause. We do have to stop trying to make everything harder than it needs to be. Try to have more fun, try to have more joy. And because that's what Leos do, right? Leos bring in the fun. I know some amazing Leos, and they're the fun makers, right? So, the topic today is what if you didn't have to know right now? And we kind of talked about this last week. Oh, okay, I see there. So, we kind of talked about this last week. And last week, I started this. I mean, we were also in Leo season, but I started talking about to all of you how can we start to slow down and uh, not just have fun, which is super important, but appreciate the fact that we have all these amazing things in our life, right? Even when shit's not going great, and I'm not saying that it always is going to go great, but if we can stop and appreciate and have some gratitude for what we have, who we have around us that is supporting us, right? We tend to focus on the people in our lives who are slowing us down, who are trying to pull us back, who are not our supporters. But instead of spending our time and our energy on those folks, what if we were focused on us, right? What if we were focused on us and the people who see us, who love us, who support us, who want us to be great, and spend some time with them, right? Again, we spend a lot of energy trying to combat the folks who don't love us, who don't encourage us, versus like, screw them, screw their energy, stop wasting our time on what they're doing and what they're saying, and really start to embrace the people who love us and make time for them consistently, right? Now, the other piece to this is going to be how can we go day to day, at least for a while, with just waking up in the morning and not having an agenda for every minute of the day, not having a thing that I need to get done immediately, just waking up and allowing yourself to see what the day brings, right? To imagine what it would be like if everything wasn't planned out, if everything wasn't pressurized, right? If everything didn't have to be just so. And obviously, you can't do this every day, right? But there are a lot of opportunities for us to do that, even if it's for a portion of the day. Even if we say, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of this shit done early in the morning or the first half of my day, and then after that, I'm done. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm not going to have a plan. I'm not going to try and schedule everything in today, right? And the more that we can do that, right, and build that in and not see that time as wasted or frivolous or like, oh, I should be doing this, this, and this. When we can start to look at that time as, I deserve this. I deserve to have a stress-free couple of moments, half a day vacation, right? And appreciate what that brings to you, right? Just like when we talk about doing meditations and things are going to pop in, ideas, thoughts, concerns are going to pop in during those meditations. But if we can allow ourselves to acknowledge what's popping in and say, okay, I see you, whatever crises, issue, blah, blah, blah. But right now I'm focused on me. Right now I'm focused on enjoying self, finding joy in myself, finding some happiness, right? Being content with my life, any of those things, right? The more that we can build that in, the more that we start to normalize it, right? We start to realize that, okay, yeah, that I should be able to do that. What's wrong with that? Right? And then when you go back to work, you appreciate that work so much more because you know you're going to be making some quality time for yourself. Does that make sense? I'd love to hear, how you start to make some time for yourself. Pop that into the chat. So, a couple things that I wanted to mention, and I posted in the video, and let me switch my camera over so that you can see. Sorry, I had this set up differently over in the other app that wasn't letting me record right today. So when I thought about this idea, right, this question of, what if you didn't have to know everything right now? I got this two of cups cards. And the energy of two of cups is, again, cups are part of the minor arcana. And cups represents our emotions, our feelings about things. And twos are, can either be seen as kind of choice cards, right? Option cards, or also about relationships, right? Not necessarily like romantic relationships, but just being together with another person, right? Not just worrying about you, but worrying about who you are in relation to other people, right? And so obviously in this card, you have, two people who are sharing a drink together. They are in this beautiful space where, you've got this like stream happening, you've got the winds blowing, like there's no other distraction there. They're just enjoying being in this space, right? We don't know the whole story about what they did before or after this image, but they're just being, right? They're just enjoying being in this moment right now. And that's exactly what I want you to start to move towards more often, focus on more often, is finding opportunities for yourself to just be free, just be without pressure, right? Because we're pressuring ourselves way too much, right? So I want you to have that. And then think about, who are the people that I want to just be in company with, right? Who supports me, who loves me, who wants to be around and make me a better person? And how can I spend more time with them, right? Because that's what the Two of Cups is all about. Making choices, making the choice to be with people who fill you up emotionally, right? Okay, awesome. Let me switch this back out to me. Now, if you're watching this later on and you've got any questions about that card or anything else, I want you to let me know. Also, here in the group, I posted a question for everybody. And it's really, really, really important to me, especially if we go back to that Two of Cups card and energy. It's really important to me that, for you here in this group, like you could be anywhere. You don't have to be in this group. And I'm so thankful that you're here. And I want to make sure that I'm able to give you more of what you want, more of what might be helpful while you're here in this group, right? I'm going to be here a bit more, offering all kinds of different things, right? Beyond just these videos. I've gotten a couple of your suggestions already that we'll be incorporating. So I did see more about meditation. I wrote down, especially for folks who are super busy and feel like, shit, I don't have time to meditate, right? So I'm going to be giving you a couple of tips on meditation, and we've done some meditation here before, but we'll be adding some more of that in. What else? I know I wrote some other things down. I know that there's some questions about crystals, right? Which crystals? I love crystals. I'm not an expert in crystals, but I will start to do a little homework and bring you some info. And there's a couple people that come to mind that I'm thinking about bringing in that can talk a bit more about crystals and how to really use them, how to really connect with them a bit more, and and talk about like crystal grids. Like I have a couple of crystal grids that I really haven't put to use yet. So I see that we will talk about that. I did see some mention of chakras and connecting more with chakras. So we definitely will talk more about that. And so anything that you are interested in, that you want to learn more about, that fits into our kind of magical space here of connectedness, I'd love for you to let me know what that is, and we'll start adding it in. I also want to let you know, hey, Carrie, I also want to let you know that this month's workshop is available to join into. This month, we're going to be focusing on the emotional guidance scale. And I can't, I think I can pop it in the chat. I was going to say I can't, I was supposed to be using the other app that I usually use, but for some reason Facebook wasn't letting that magic happen today. So I can't pop in the cute little image, but if you go to wtfwithmel.com/workshops, I think it's plural. I think that will take you there. Then, oh, yeah, there it is. Then you can sign up for that workshop. There's two options, two different dates that you can choose from. And so, yeah, I'm going to be explaining to you, and I'll do a bit more throughout the month, but what the emotional guidance scale is, how we can start to use it to help us when we're not in a great spot. And we want to start feeling better. It doesn't have to be super complicated. It doesn't always require therapy and things like that. I'm a huge advocate of therapy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should not participate in therapy. You absolutely should if you feel like that's right for you. But these are some simple techniques and tools that on a day-to-day basis, right, that you can use to start identifying how you're really feeling, right, giving it a name, and start to use this tool to start to feel a little bit better. Right? So that's the workshop that's going to be coming up at the end of the month. Again, there's two different dates to choose from. And what else? And so I'm going to be on vacation finally next week. I get to see my babies. It's been like a year and a half since I've actually seen them. So I will not be here next Wednesday at 2. I will probably pop in randomly just to show you some cute pictures of the crew and offer some, tips or things that kind of come up. But definitely, if you have any questions, you can always pop them in the chat. I will be checking in on that. And I want to make sure that I'm going to actually put a whole post in here, so keep an eye out for my 2-minute tarot. So that's a super fun way to just get introduced to what a tarot reading sort of looks like. I mean, it's only 2 minutes, but It's totally free. All you have to do is send me your question. I'll send you a video reply that'll be about 2 minutes long. I'll pull one card and that's it, right? If it's inspiring and you want to connect more, there'll be information for you to do that. If that's all that you needed, that's cool too. But it's a really fun way that we're really going to be pushing a lot more because I want for everyone to just be able to start to connect more with who they are, connect more with what your answers are, right? Because we know some shit, y'all. Like we have the answers within us. We just need a little bit of help pulling them out sometimes. And I really want to be able to do that for you. So I'm going to have a whole post in here after this live, just about 2 Minute Tarot. So make sure to check that out too. And as always, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see y'all soon.